Hello, Dreamers. Badla here. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So, Sagittarius, this is your reading. And as soon as I was like, why does my forehead look so freaking shiny? And as I'm saying that, I'm like, why the heck am I judging myself so much, right? And this is kind of like the energy that you guys are embodying this week, where you're realizing the spaces within yourself that you have been completely harsh, that you have really judged yourself and I don't know, like for some of you, like this self judgment that you have is a defense mechanism so that nobody else can come at you. And what is strange is that, and I say strange because there is this energy of like someone someone coming along and trying to apologize, someone trying to, I keep on hearing like and I know this is such a cliche, right? Like cry me a river, but that's kind of like the energy that I keep on hearing, like, oh, cry me a river, cry me a river. And this may have been something that you have said to somebody maybe in the past or whatever, and like they're finally crying you a river and you're just like, um anyways, why does my hair look like this? So it's almost kind of like there's an entire avoidance, or like not even acknowledging someone's apology or someone trying to come towards you. But there is this super fixation on something that you're judging yourself with. Now, whether this is physically, whether you're judging your character, whether you're judging your like your feelings, or your there's something about you that you're judging. And there is an invitation here anyways to have a little bit, excuse me guys, because the only text messages that come through are my kids. um there's an invitation here to have a little bit more compassion with yourself. And if you're finding yourself having a hard time navigating your life, or you find yourself having a hard time manifesting the things that you want or whatever, this week there's like this light being like, the light is shining at the fact that you are speaking all of this into existence into your life. So if you're telling yourself like, oh, I suck at managing money, that is exactly what you're manifesting. If you're saying like, I get so overwhelmed when it rains, like that's exactly what you're manifesting. So there is this this clarity coming in when you sit with yourself and you realize that the judgment that you have been passing on yourself has been what you have been manifesting in your life. Does that make sense? Because that's the way that the energy is coming through. Now, there is an aspect here of you that is wondering when things are going to shift. You're waiting for this major shift, you're waiting for things to finally fall into place. But what you're failing to realize that it can change the minute that you decide to change the way that you speak to yourself. If you continue, so like, you know how people say like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. So you continue to do the same exact thing, but because you heard some reader or some forecast saying like this is going to be your best season, you're waiting for the season to come, but you haven't put in the work. Until you don't put in the work, that best season is not in your timeline, is not in alignment with you yet. So there is a necessity here to address that. And when it comes to this individual that is trying to cry you a river, is trying to apologize to you, there is a sense here of, I mean, I would definitely watch what it is that you're gonna say to them, because there is this, I don't know why that just happened because that's been on. Um, there is a sense here that we learn to forgive, not for the other individual, but for ourselves, so that we don't carry that with us. But having the understanding that forgiving someone does not grant them access back into your life, does not mean that you are allowing this person back into your space. And I think that that's where you're having a difficult time even listening to this apology. There is still some anger, there is still some resentment that you hold towards this person. I am not telling you to let it go, I am not telling you how to go about it. But when the time is right, you will know what to do. And two things can coexist at the same time. Okay. You can work on yourself when it comes to the self judgment and stuff like that before you forgive this person. One thing is not going to cancel the other because there are two, in a sense, it's like, I feel that for a lot of you guys, the work has to be done more around yourself right now than this individual. And I feel like this is why right off the bat, a lot of you are either avoiding or ignoring the apology, and you're just like this is not where my focus is. And that is something that, again, this person can take it however they want. This week, and I mean, personally, I feel like every week should be about you, but that's just, me. um but I feel like for you guys, there is this sense where this week you should, and I don't know why I keep saying it this way, but maybe you should do some mirror work. And what I mean like literally, like you sit in front of a mirror and you speak to yourself. And you can do that however you want. You can do it with the lights on, light off, candles, whatever you're called to do. But sometimes we say things to ourselves and we don't realize the subtleties of what happens in our faces, the little the little micro expressions. And if you sit in front of a mirror and you say something like very nasty to yourself or whatever, you'll see like your facial expression changes and things like that. And that's what I want you to see or to realize, that that is the way that you are destroying yourself on a daily basis. So needing to shift that. And when I say shift that, it's not about being superficial and be like, oh my God, I'm so beautiful, I'm so amazing, I'm so beautiful. No, it's about being honest. Like, okay, this is the way that I see myself. Now, how do I go about shifting that? Because lying to yourself is also not going to help. So like recognizing where something it's rooted is the only way that you're going to be able to make the shift. You can make a temporary shift by repeating the same affirmation 100 times. But if your internal, like if your nervous system is not receiving what it is that you're saying, you're still going to end up with the same issue. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for your closing message, Sag. I honestly thought these were going to be a lot shorter. All right, so Sagittarius, closing message. The mindful. Group think. Number 40. Mindful, right? So this whole reading is about being aware of how it is that you're speaking to yourself, being mindful of the things that you're saying to yourself, how it is that you're judging yourself, how it is that you're talking to yourself, and also being mindful of what it is that you are allowing back into your life. And when with with this energy, with the group thing, is what I'm mainly picking up is like the different versions of you that coexist at the same time, finally coming together in alignment and an agreement that a situation within you has been identified and what it is that you are going to do in order to rectify that, if that makes any sense. Okay. Well, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.